What does it mean to forgive? In a world consumed by hatred, violence, and misunderstanding, forgiveness can feel like an impossible task. But in this world, forgiveness becomes a central theme, one that transforms not only the characters but the world they inhabit. Today, we'll explore how this powerful concept weaves its way through the story and what it teaches us about breaking cycles of pain and finding peace. Kaneki's story is one of constant struggle, against others, against the world, and most importantly, against himself. From the moment he became a half-ghoul, Kaneki battles guilt and self-hatred. Every decision he makes seems to carry a heavy burden. The lives he's taken, the people he's hurt, and the parts of himself that he's trying to suppress. In Tokyo Ghoul RE, we see the struggle personified in his time as Heisei Sasaki. Heisei is Kaneki's way of running from the pain of his past, trying to become someone new. But when his memories return, he's forced to confront his trauma head-on. Forgiving himself is not easy. It's a gradual process that involves accepting his dual nature as both human and a ghoul. This act of self-forgiveness allows him to find balance and become leader his world desperately needs. As Heisei, Kaneki suppresses his past and the parts of himself that deems monstrous. He tries to live a normal life, but this suppression is not peace, it's avoidance. Heisei is haunted by visions of his former self, represented by Kaneki as a ghostly figure who confronts him with his buried guilt and fears. This internal battle reflects Kaneki's inability to reconcile his human and ghoul sides, as well as the pain of the lives he's taken and the people he's failed to protect. Heisei's internal conflict symbolizes the first step in the journey of self-forgiveness, acknowledging the existence of pain and guilt. Without this, true healing cannot begin. When Kaneki's memories return, he's forced to confront the full weight of his actions as both a human and a ghoul. He remembers the people he loves most and lost: Hide, Toka, Hinami, and others, along with the times he caused harm in his quest for survival. This moment of acceptance is a turning point. Kaneki realized that running from his past has only caused more harm. He begins to understand that his pain and mistakes are a part of who he is, but they did not define him entirely. Accepting his dual nature as both human and a ghoul allows him to see himself as a whole person, not a fractured or incomplete one. As Kaneki begins to forgive himself, he grows into his role as a leader of the ghouls, forming Ghoul, an organization that seeks to create a world where humans and ghouls can coexist, an act of redemption. Kaneki channels his pain into empathy for others, recognizing that everyone, human and ghouls alike, carries their own burdens. Self-forgiveness gives Kaneki the strength to lead, and with compassion, rather than fear or vengeance. He no longer seeks power for its own good, but to protect himself and also others. He uses this and his strength to protect others and work towards a greater good. Kaneki's journey is not one he undertakes alone. The people around him, Toka, Hinami, Amon, and even Arima, plays crucial roles in helping him confront his inner demons. For Toka, as a symbol of love and acceptance, Toka helps Kaneki realize that he is deserving of happiness and that his mistakes do not make him unworthy of love. Their relationship is a reminder that forgiveness is also about allowing others to see and accept your flaws. For Arima, although Arima is initially seen as an antagonist, his final moments with Kaneki reveals a sense of trust and hope. By forgiving Arima, Kaneki learns to see beyond black and white morality, further enabling his own self-forgiveness. This relationship reminds Kaneki that forgiveness is not just a solitary act. It's something that can be nurtured through connection and mutual understanding. Also, Kaneki's journey of self-forgiveness is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It shows that forgiving oneself is one of the hardest but most necessary steps towards growth and healing. In the end, Kaneki's acceptance of his flaws and mistakes doesn't erase his pain or absolve him of his consequences, or maybe consequences of his actions. Instead, it gives him the strength to move forward and create a better future, not just for himself, but for everyone around him. Kaneki's story reminds us that forgiveness, especially self-forgiveness, is not about perfection. It's about learning to live with our scars and finding peace within ourselves despite them. The conflict between humans and ghouls is the heart of the Tokyo Ghoul series. Fear and misunderstanding fuels the hatred on both sides. But in Tokyo Ghoul RE, we see glimmers of hope, moments where forgiveness begins to bridge this divide. The story delves into how both sides struggle with deep-seated hatred, fear, and the consequences of their actions, eventually showcasing the possibility of reconciliation and understanding. Humans and ghouls have been locked in a cycle of violence for years, fueled by fear and survival. Ghouls hunt humans for sustenance, while humans see ghouls as a monstrous predators to be eradicated. Not only that, both groups hold misconceptions about others, viewing each other as irredeemable enemies, which perpetuates the cycle of violence. Kaneki's dual identity as both a human and a ghoul positions him as a bridge between two worlds. Understanding the struggles on both sides, which fuels his desires to create a world where humans and ghouls can coexist. His journey of self-acceptance is central to the themes of forgiveness. By forgiving himself for his mistakes and embracing his hybrid identity, he leads others to consider forgiveness as a means of moving forward. Here are some of the key acts of forgiveness in the series. For example, for Amon and Akira, a CCG investigator, learns to forgive Amon and others like him after realizing that not all ghouls are inherently evil. Her journey parallels the broader theme of understanding and redemption. For Arima's relationship with Kaneki and his ultimate sacrifice show his hope for a future without violence, symbolizing forgiveness of himself and his role in the perpetuating war. One of the most touching examples is the relationship between Hinami and Akira Mado. Akira, who lost her father to the ghouls, Totoka and Hinami in particular, harbors a deep-seated resentment, and yet, as she spends time with Hinami, she begins to see past her prejudice. Hinami represents a chance for Akira to forgive and heal. Also, you must remember that Hinami's parents were killed by Akira's father in the early part of the series. Both have learned to overlook that and forgive one another for them to move on. It's a powerful reminder that forgiveness isn't about forgetting the past. It's about choosing to move forward despite it. The establishment of the GOAT organization and the final battle highlights the possibility of peace through mutual understanding. By the end of the series, the government's decision to recognize ghouls as citizens shows societies beginning to forgive and accept them as equals. The series demonstrates that forgiveness starts with understanding the other side's pain and struggles. Through forgiveness, characters break the destructive cycle of revenge and fear, paving the way for coexistence. And also, characters who forgive others and themselves evolve emotionally and morally, showing how forgiveness can lead to personal and societal healing. Now, let's go back to Kaneki's perspective. Forgiveness isn't about ourselves, it's about the relationship we choose to repair. Kaneki's ability to forgive others shows incredible emotional strength, even when faced with betrayal or loss. Take Arima Kisho for example. Arima was both a mentor and tormentor for Kaneki, Bars, shaping his life in profound ways. In the end, Arima reveals his own vulnerabilities, asking Kaneki to carry on his dream for a better world. Kaneki's forgiveness of Arima is not just an act of compassion, it's a step forward for breaking the cycle of violence they were both trapped in. Then there's Furuta. Kaneki's most manipulative and dangerous foe. While Furuta's actions cause unimaginable suffering, Kaneki sees him for what he truly is, a broken individual shaped by the same cruel system that shaped everyone else. Kaneki's decision to prioritize peace over vengeance reflects his commitment to forgiveness and understanding, even when it's undeserved. And let's not forget about Dr. Kano. Dr. Kano is responsible for turning Kaneki into a half-ghoul, subjecting him into unimaginable suffering. Despite this, Kaneki does not seek vengeance towards him. Instead, he acknowledges that Kano's actions were driven by a twisted desire to push the boundaries of science and create a world where ghouls could exist freely. Kaneki's decision to not kill Kano reflects his belief that hatred will not lead to change. He focuses instead on creating a better future for both humans and ghouls. And I don't know if you'll agree with this, but I think also Kaneki might have forgiven Eto about her actions. As the leader of the Aogiri tree, Eto causes chaos and destruction, to say the least, often clashing with Kaneki. However, her ultimate goals aligns with his, to dismantle a corrupt system oppressing both humans and ghouls. Kaneki forgives Eto because he recognizes the trauma and loneliness that drove her actions. This forgiveness allows them to unite in their shared vision of coexistence. And lastly, even when faced with investigators who harmed him or his allies, especially the Quink Squad in which he guided and coexisted with when he was still an investigator, Kaneki chooses not to retaliate. Instead, he chose to ask for their help to bring resolutions to their conflict. This reflects his commitment to breaking the cycle of hatred and violence. Which brings us to the significance of Kaneki's forgiveness. Kaneki's ability to forgive prevents him from falling into a trap of vengeance, allowing him to focus on creating a future free from violence. His forgiveness reflects his deep empathy for both humans and ghouls, making him a unifying figure who can lead both sides towards understanding. By forgiving others, Kaneki frees himself from the weight of anger and hatred, most importantly, guilt, and becoming a symbol of hope and change. Kaneki's forgiveness is not a sign of weakness but of strength. It allows him to rise above the pain and trauma he has endured, transforming him into a leader who strives for a better world. His journey demonstrates the power of forgiveness in healing not only for oneself, but also a fractured society. The conclusion of Tokyo Ghoul RE is a testament to the transformative power of forgiveness. Kaneki and Toka's quiet life with their daughter isn't just a happy ending. It's a symbol of what can be achieved when we choose to understand each other over hatred. Kaneki's journey shows us that forgiveness is not a weakness. It's a strength, a way to break free from the cycles of pain and vengeance that keep us trapped. It's about seeing the humanity in each other, even when it's difficult, and ultimately, it's about choosing to build a future where peace is possible, and that forgiveness has the power to change everything. So what do you guys think? What do you think is the role of forgiveness in Tokyo Ghoul? Did Kaneki's journey resonates with you? And let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite animes, games, or TV shows. Help me grow this channel so that I can give you more quality content, and thank you for your support. Until next time, take care and stay safe. I'll see you soon.